For ReachMD, this is audio abstracts produced in collaboration with the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. I'm Dr. Louis Cohen, an inflammatory bowel disease specialist at the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai, and a member of the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation's Rising Educators, Academics, and Clinicians Helping IBD Group, or ReachIBD. I'll be reviewing an article recently published in the Inflammatory Bowel Disease Journal titled Impact of Obesity on Short and Intermediate-Term Outcomes in Inflammatory Bowel Diseases, Pooled Analysis of Placebo Arms of Infliximab Clinical Trials. Inflammatory bowel disease, or IBD, is typically associated with weight loss, but the relationship between fat and IBD may not be straightforward and could have a role in disease outcomes. Because observational studies have been inconclusive, the authors of this study examined controlled data from clinical trials to better understand this relationship. Using the Yale Open Data Access, or YODA database, the authors abstracted information on placebo patient cohorts from 9 trials of infliximab in IBD, including the major randomized trials for Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. Placebo patients in these trials were stratified based on BMI and the primary outcome of disease remission as determined by clinical and endoscopic indices. Patient cohorts were controlled for confounding variables like age, sex, smoking status, disease activity, and concomitant immunomodulator use, but not for laboratory parameters like CRP, albumin, and hemoglobin, as these variables were inconsistently recorded in the available studies. The study's analysis included 575 patients with IBD and found no statistically significant association between obesity and the primary outcome of clinical remission. The authors performed this analysis for BMI as a continuous and discrete variable and also assessed for secondary outcomes, including clinical response and endoscopic mucosal healing. The study had several strengths that relate to the incorporation of standardized data from clinical trials, which provide a large cohort of well-characterized patients, including highly supervised endoscopic and clinical endpoints. However, the limitations of the study include the lack of follow-up beyond 1 year and the use of BMI as the only surrogate for fat distribution. Obesity as measured by BMI fails to address the variable inflammatory responses contributed by different types and locations of fat. Additionally, it's possible that obesity doesn't contribute to the natural history of the disease, but may still affect responses to therapy. While this article helps us understand the relationship between IBD and obesity, it also demonstrates a novel method to answer clinical questions about IBD pathogenesis using a publicly available resource in the YODA database project. Resources like these ensure that existing datasets can be maximized to reduce research spending and prevent the duplication of study efforts. If you're interested in this topic or others on Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation's Inflammatory Bowel Disease Journal provides the most impactful and cutting-edge clinical topics and research findings. For more information on the foundation, please visit crohnscolitisfoundation.org. This has been a presentation of audio abstracts produced in collaboration with the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. For more information and for reference links of this article, visit reachmd.com/foundation.